Come on, everyone sit down and listen, so that you can procrastinate along with me. You know I'm supposed to be working, but instead I'm watching PCP.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Pro Crastinators podcast. I'm the best guy ever. And
what's so funny, best guy ever?
Oh, nothing, Ben.
Yeah?
What's up with you?
Oh,
just thinking about you.
Just chilling. I'm just chilling over here.
Just
feeling good.
Cool.
Feeling good after passing a fucking mineral through my fucking kidney bladder fucking duct or whatever. That was what I was up to yesterday. Instead of going to Anthro, New England, like I was supposed to, for a nice, relaxing day among my own kind, instead I was in the hospital and on the toilet and in bed and in hell, dying.
So was it like solid as you passed it? Was it like the Kramer experience from Seinfeld?
You know, Nate. Maybe we should introduce the others.
Okay, that's true. Let's get back to this. Yeah. All right, Tom's here. Tom, also in great agony these days.
Yeah, my leg is fucked to shit. I'm feeling my age, and I was also supposed to go to Anthro, New England yesterday and have a good time among my peers.
You were?
Yeah, I was going to go.
What a coincidence that the two people trying to get to AnthroCon were strucken with illness and weren't able to make it.
I was fine. The day before. I was fine every day.
It was truly a divine intervention. Could this be the result of keto? Could this be a keto?
I don't think so, but you never know.
Fair enough.
Not a doctor.
Mage is here, of the Lethal Aurora variety.
I don't have problems as big as yours, guys, though I am sleep deprived. And I'm very cold because of it. Like, heating is on in my room. It's kind of stuffy and it's warm and I'm still cold. It's not like a physical coldness. It's the kind you get like when you're tired and you just, no matter how many blankets.
It's the kind you feel when your father comes home and tells you that your mother was just run down by a reckless driver, and he stares you down, and deadens himself with alcohol, as he has for the last 10 years, which may have been why she was standing in the street, waving her arms, jumping in the middle of traffic, hoping to be struck, to be escaped from this terrible life.
Well, not that kind of cold, but you're close.
No? Okay. Also, Endless Jess is here.
Hello, friends. I have removed my face. And my skin, too. And this is my new voice.
Just like the Joker.
Who was telling me about someone, like, their like, grandpa had to have an operation where they had to, like, peel his face off and repair, like, a hole that had formed in his face skull? Perhaps that was someone I know in my real life, and not one of you guys.
Everything you
just
like said
Roger
terrified
Ebert sort
me.
of thing?
Huh? What, Nate?
Is that like a Roger Ebert sort of thing where like they just like removed like a chunk of his like skull and then it was a weird...
They didn't remove it. They had to repair a hole.
They were.
I don't know.
Okay.
This must have been one of my IRL friends telling me about this. I forget who said it.
There's a guy in JoJo Part 4 who's just a child with a hole in his cheek that like whistles as he breathes in and out through the hole.
Nice.
And then there's like some weird rock paper scissors battle he has with Rohan. I'm not gonna worry about it right now.
I heard that JoJo is a bad show. I saw this video essay on it recently.
Oh yeah.
About how
a video essay, you say?
Yeah.
So not a rant by a drunken, enraged man-child.
Well, I guess that depends on how you look at it.
Actually, Jesse, I'm actually fascinated. I have not heard a single person speak ill of JoJo except Jesse. What was this person's case as to why JoJo's shit?
You mean Digi, right?
Yeah, you said Jesse.
I've heard no one speak ill of JoJo except Digi. Isn't that what I said?
No,
you said
everyone else has
Jesse.
said good things. Oh, okay, right. My bad.
I don't know what JoJo is, and I never will. I don't watch anime. I'm not one of you.
It's a secret. It's a sacred cow of anime right now.
I watched the first part of Part 4, and I was enjoying it, but then I stopped
it's good.
halfway through, and I meant to pick it up again, but I never got around to it. That's my JoJo story.
I read it. I love it. Super great.
You're a big
sucks.
JoJo guy, Nate. You're a big JoJo guy, right?
I'm such a big JoJo
you've
guy.
read the whole series.
Absolutely. And the thing is, I'm such a big JoJo guy that I just sit here on my ivory tower looking down in scorn at the anime viewers and just utterly disgusted by their base existence.
I was always under the impression that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was just some Dreamcast game from like 25 years
was
ago.
A game.
And then like in recent years I find out that it's like a real thing that is
Are you
going.
thinking of Choo Choo Rocket?
No,
There was a JoJo's
exposure.
game for
Yeah.
Dreamcast like way back
I remember
in the
reading
day.
about it in magazines and being like, well, that looks like a Marvel vs. Capcom ripoff or some shit
JoJo's
like that.
Bizarre Adventure does sound like more like a video game than
it does.
anything
That's
else.
true.
Yeah. Hey, let's get back to my kidney stone. I want to dispel
Tell
a
us about
myth
it.
because I learned a lot. I learned a lot about him, as you might imagine. See, I had thought that the horror of a kidney stone was that you had to pee it out, and that you would have to push out this rock like through your dick. Turns out that's not untrue, but it doesn't.
Straight through that urethra,
But
my
it does.
dude.
But but it doesn't matter because at least in my case, the kidney stone was tiny. It was like a grain of sand size. Like, and like peeing that out is fine. It's NBD. It's the duct between the kidney and the bladder that's much thinner, and that's where it was caught, and that's where it was painful, and took like an entire day.
How'd you shake it loose? What was done?
Well, I couldn't really do anything. They prescribed me. They prescribed me hella painkillers. They gave me some serious shit. They gave
Punch
me.
yourself.
They gave me. First, they hooked me up to an IV, and then they gave me a drip feed of something that she described as a non-narcotic thing that she compared to like super Advil, and I was like, okay, and it took the edge off a bit, but I was still in agony, and so she's like, okay, I'm gonna give you some morphine. So she gives me a bunch of morphine, and media had prepared me to think that morphine was like a magical, beautiful experience. I didn't actually like it very much. She was like, you should feel it immediately, and you should feel like a warm sensation going over your body. It felt a little warm, but mostly it just felt like, I felt like muscle ache, sort of like spread all over my body, and then like I couldn't move
Well, that
very
sucks.
much. And it didn't even make it hurt less. It still hurt, but I just couldn't move very much. I was like, but the one good thing it did was it made it easy. I was able to like start dozing off under the influence of that, so that was good.
Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good.
But then she gave me Percocet, which contains oxycodone. So that's what she.
Oh shit! Here comes that opioid crisis.
Oh yeah. So that's what I got. She gave me a prescription for that. I took it home. Anyway,
Sequel to Bubblegum Crisis, by the way.
Man, I need some of that for my
Crisis.
fucking leg. God damn it! All the painkillers they've been giving me have been doing shit.
I think I've passed it. I think I passed this. Okay, so they gave me, no joke, they gave me paper cones with like a fishnet, plastic fishnet at the bottom to pee through to catch the stone to keep it. To
obtain its power.
I
presumably.
think the idea is that you're supposed to bring it to a urologist and like they can examine it and be like, okay, this is what caused it. Like it's made of this, and that. You know, help in diagnoses. But not me. I'm aucoming mine off. So email
Heard of a
me
kidney
at,
stone? It's like the
email
Infinity
me at
Stone, but
email
better.
me at IASU comic at gmail.com with your best offer, or just PayPal me, and I will send my kidney stone to the highest bidder.
Any suggested starting bid, Ben? 20? 100?
20. Yeah.
20?
If we're not going above 20, I don't care. It's not worth my time. I mean, I had to suffer a lot to get this thing.
That's fair.
And listen, I'm no sorcerer or anything, but I have a feeling this thing must be imbued with some hella dark energies.
This is like the male equivalent of like being a Snapchat thought. Like instead of your personal Snapchat, it's your kidney stones and your blood and spit and maybe shit and cum. You know, the whole works. The whole works.
Send me an email. Serious inquiries only. Again, it is very small. It is only like the size of a grain of sand. But,
no solicitors unless serious.
Yes. And that's it.
Well, there you go.
That's my
truly
kidney
a
stone
degenerate
story.
end to a horrible story.
And you know, as horrible as it was, it could have been a lot worse because at the end of the day, it only lasted like a day or so.
And I'm glad to hear that, but I have to ask the question. I'm sure that's on everybody's mind. Was it keto? Will keto cause my kidney stones? Have we doomed a generation to a fate of horrible, sharp pains through their kidneys and bladder?
I don't think so, but I mean, I don't know.
Drink water, kids.
It's
Drink
probably,
lots of water.
if I were going to blame something, it would be all the soda I drink. All the diet soda.
Okay.
The one thing, okay, so now I'm also suffering in a new way, and then I can't
good.
stop shitting water. But I don't think I don't think that that's because of the kidney stone or anything. I think that I brought that on myself by, like, when I stopped at the CVS to fill
It was that damn gypsy curse.
to fill my Percocet prescription. I bought a bunch of bags of sugar-free candy, and I ate, like, all of them. So I'm pretty sure eating nothing but, like, sugar alcohols for, like, an entire day probably fucked my guts up. And now I can't stop shitting water.
You know what else has sugar?
It doesn't have sugar. It has sugar alcohols.
Soda.
No, it doesn't, Mage. It has no.
Not
it
if you
doesn't.
get the non-sugar kind.
Yeah.
Sweeteners, then.
Get the fuck out. You're just like my fucking aunt. Oh, you know it's rat poison, right? Oh, you know it's rat poison, don't you?
Wait, what's rat poison?
Aspartame was what she was talking about.
Oh.
I'm just nagging.
Good. I hate rats.
No, rats are
like
good.
Ben
Rats
saying,
are good
known
boys.
vermin.
Hey, didn't I tell you that at family Christmas party, fucking Aunt Kelly or Nancy, whoever the fuck, I can't tell them apart. One of them comes up to me and she sees me putting, because we don't have any, parents only had a limited supply of sweeteners, so I just like grab what was there. I put some aspartame, put some Sweet and Low or whatever in my fucking coffee that I'm making myself, and she goes, "Oh, you know it's rat poison, don't you?"
That is such a like family core thing to say.
So I pulled out my fucking Glock, right, and I spun the chamber and I shoved it right in her mouth, and I said, "You know you're gonna be rat food, don't you?" And then I pulled the trigger.
That's the right way to end that debate.
Fair, deserved.
Yeah.
That's street justice, I'd say.
That's what I call street justice.
Just to be fair, I'm not against like sweeteners instead of sugar.
Yeah,
thanks.
I was just nagging that.
I'm morally opposed to it.
Because
it's some pussy shit. That's my
pussy
my
shit.
stance.
Listen,
yeah, some pussy shit.
You know, I stopped
dude.
at the CVS and I'm looking at the bags of sugar-free candy, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this right. So I look at all the ingredients, and there's basically there's good like recommended like sugar alcohols and sugar substitutes like xylitol and there's another one I forget. Xylitol's one, but none of them are made with the recommended ones. They're all made with malty. Hold on, I don't know. There's two. Malt is something, and iso malt, and I'm like, okay, neither of these are the recommended ones. But I look up the glycemic index of each one, and I see that the malt one, not that great, has a pretty high glycemic index, but the iso one has a low glycemic index. I'm like, well, shit. I wonder. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna experiment. So I bought like a bag of the malt. I got like fucking Reese's peanut butter cups, sugar free, made with the malto stuff. I got a bag of Jolly Ranchers, fake Jolly Ranchers made with the isomalt. And I'm like, I'm going to try eating these and we'll see if it knocks me out of ketosis. I bring them home. I eat them. I eat them all. I eat so much of it. I'm sick. I can't stop shitting water. But you know what?
That can't be good.
But you know what? Pete on a strip, still in ketosis, baby. Fuck yeah.
That's all that matters.
Well, what this means is that I literally can eat fucking Reese's peanut butter cups and be fine as long as I get.
Aren't you missing the forest for the trees by like obtaining keto, but like eating nothing that has actual nutritional value?
You're a fucking hack, Nate. You're fucking stupid. The point of keto is that you're burning fat, and if you're not giving,
but you still want like nutrients, right? Like I don't know,
Nate. For fuck's sake! Obviously, I'm not gonna be eating nothing but fucking peanut butter cups. Get the fuck out of here!
Okay. You said you did that.
Yes, I did it this one time, and it was a mistake, and I'm sick, obviously, and I'm paying for it.
Well,
I'll fucking end you.
I'm questioning your larger life choices here. I'd putting keto so far above, this other shit. Is it worth it?
Yes.
Okay, whatever.
Because I've lost like fucking 40 pounds and fucking suck my cock.
Well, sure.
And I still feel fat, and I hate myself, but objectively, I'm less fat than I was before, even if I feel the exact same. So there. I did it.
Well, good.
Wait, I blacked out for a bit. Is the moral of this story that you can be less fat and all you have to put up with is like a kidney stone and shitting blood for a couple days?
No,
that seems like a good deal.
Basically.
1, kidney stone had nothing to do with keto. 2, shitting blood, not water, and it's only because I made unrelated bad choices. You can be skinny, and all you have to do is not eat carbs for like a year. Easiest thing I ever did. Bam.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And I'm
You know,
fucking
Scooby
mad
says-
about it.
Scooby says you can gain muscle while you lose weight if you balance your diet really well.
Yes, but what if I want to shit blood? What if I'm sick of all of my blood and I want to be ejected
Just eat glass.
through
I
my
don't know.
stinkiest hole?
I haven't
Post-haste.
discovered the secret. I haven't discovered the secret of that yet.
Pure
I need to
blood
level up
poop.
my water shitting ability
I mean,
to
if
blood
you-
shitting.
we're like 70% blood or something. That's a lot of weight. So if you
Yeah.
can figure out how to get rid of that, you'll be losing a ton of weight at that point. Like you don't even need keto at that rate.
If I get rid of all this blood inside me, I'll have more room for muscle.
You know, it's fucking true. I like where your head's at, dude.
I'll take my blood out and fill it up with pure electrolytes for peak male performance.
Hey, if Metal Gear Rising Revengeance taught us that electrolytes heal you to maximum health instantly. You just have to
Is
crush
it
the
actually
spine of a
called
robot. man.
electrolytes? Is that
Yeah.
what they're referred to as?
Yeah, Dr.
Wow.
says you have to absorb everyone's electrolytes. That's how you
Just
restore your
drink
HP.
some fucking Gatorade,
Yeah, you
dude.
could smash their spines
Why would you drink a
open, or you could
Gatorade
just
when you
chug
can fucking
some
drink the
delicious
spines of
fucking-
Robo-Man?
Why would you
Cucumber
drink a
lime
Gatorade when you could inject Gatorade into your spinal column?
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's fair.
Every enemy in the game is just a fucking bottle of Gatorade.
You could be
You just gotta cut the
Gatorade.
cap open.
Hey, you know that video Digi made the other day about this is my story. This is my thing for the day. This is a fascinating tale of an adventure I had. You know Digi's video the other day on Digibro After Dark. That was him talking about like it's great to be a YouTuber, where he talks about all the bullshit of being a YouTuber and all that stuff. Okay, so that was an interesting video. And I had a lot of things to say. Me and Digi talked about it a little bit, but there was I was looking through the comments because I was curious what people said. I discovered one commenter by the name of Finn Sasuke. Okay, Finn Sasuke.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, here we are with like a fucking Naruto fan. Let's see what this genius has to say. And his comment was essentially like, yeah, bro, I've been making videos for years, and yet, like, I've got, like, a couple hundred subs, and, like, I've gone nowhere, man. Like, what the fuck? And I was just rolling my eyes so fucking hard at this obvious poser, at this obvious pretender, clearly a Naruto fanboy piece of shit. And so I'm just like, okay, let's see what you got, my dude. Let's see what you've been working so hard on for the last millions of years, with your 400 subscribers, to see like why you haven't succeeded. I click on his channel, and
I'm invested.
all of a sudden, the
I'm
name
invested now.
I'm
I'm invested in the story.
Yeah. The name Finn Sasuke is not actually a reference to Naruto at all. This guy, I believe he's Finnish, and he has a channel full of training videos for the Ninja Warrior competition known as Sasuke in actual Japan. And as I'm going through this backlog, I'm finding that this man has actually been training for like a decade to compete on the Japanese Ninja Warrior. And this is some of the most impressive feats of acrobatics by a human being I've ever seen. He has constructed meticulously the actual set in his backyard that they use in Sasuke, in Ninja Warrior, the Japanese one, not the American bullshit one. I commented on it, and I was like talking to him about this. And I was just so blown away. And I was really sitting back, and I was thinking about, loser assholes like Digi who sit around all day and they watch anime and then they talk about it on the internet. Wow, so fucking impressive. Like, sure, he totally deserves the success he's had and the notoriety and whatnot. Here's a fucking guy who's been training physically out in the dirt, out in the mud, physically reconstructed this like obstacle course. That isn't even, it's like the things, we have to put this guy's link in the show notes. It's nuts, the kind of stuff you have to do for this. And I was so blown away by like, what have I done of any value compared to what this guy does every day training on this? I was utterly humbled.
I'm gonna disagree with you, Nate. As much
Yeah?
as much as I'd love to shit on you and Digi's utter non-accomplishments in life, how is what this guy's done any better?
Okay.
He built some shit out of wood, and he's really good at like fucking jumping around on it. That's what it amounts to.
I'm aware that a lot of this is personal to me because I've been neglecting my physical training over the last like month or two, and I feel terrible about it. And also, when I was a kid watching real Ninja Warrior, the Japanese one, not the American one that came later, on like G4, they would play reruns like over and over. Ben, you and I would sit down and we'd watch this. And I always wanted to be like those guys, and I always felt so bad that I wasn't. And I would in our basement where we would watch this on our big old TV. There was an iron beam above like going across the roof. It was like a low hanging ceiling.
Yes.
But like I could do pull-ups on that. And in Ninja Warrior, they do these things where like you hang on, you don't have like 6 inches to hook your whole hand onto like a bar. You've got like 1 inch or like 2 inches to like hook just like the tips of your digits on.
Yes.
And so your finger strength has to be insane. I would practice on that thing with my fingers just trying to do it, and I could barely do it for like a second. So all of a sudden, this one man, Finn Sasuke, has just brought down, he's reminded me of my dreams of my past, how I wanted to be a Sasuke Ninja Warrior, the way he actually has tried to be. And while it's absolutely true that like this guy isn't playing the YouTube algorithm game, right? Like it makes sense that his channel isn't like super popular. It's not like topical or anything. It's a passion project. So on that,
what's the appeal? Like, I don't see that going anywhere as a YouTuber unless you're like really charismatic and you really like, put a lot of like personality.
I went
into
to the
your
video
videos.
just now to try and find the comment you were talking about. And
Yeah.
I haven't found him yet, but I have found one comment on this video. And again, this is Digi's video. I found a comment from someone like a disgruntled Best Guy Ever fan pleading to you on Digi's video.
What?
Best Guy Ever, if you're watching this, take note that this is the ultimate proof to not partner up with Digibro IRL.
Oh my
A
God.
fine friend to keep at a distance through the internet, I'm sure, but completely incompetent in decision-making and
Whoa.
finance management. And he goes on for paragraphs. This guy...
Wait, who posted that?
Some Best Guy Ever, like he's someone who was worried about you, Nate. He's worried about
This guy,
what will
I
come
guess
of
so.
this guy
association
sounds
with
like
Digi.
this guy sounds like he's coming from a position where he knows more, or he thinks he knows more than he should.
And what a weird cryptic username. Dr. Wolf 001. That's so strange. What could it mean?
Well, Nate, this thing about this guy, being all, ooh, cool, he's a really good ninja. He's a really good
cool.
ninja.
He's
Reminds
so cool.
me of a conversation that I had.
He's a really good ninja in 2019. So is he really a good anything?
Reminds me of a conversation I had the other day. I came into the PCP Discord and I said I just had an encounter with a genuine low IQ male.
Yes, and I said, Ben, I'm sorry, I won't bother you again. But yeah.
Well, I talked to a literal moron.
Okay.
Like,
Now, is this something I should feel bad about? Like you're making fun of an actual retarded person?
No, he's not retarded.
No?
He's got a job. He's functional.
Okay.
He's just fucking stupid. And it made me mad listening to him.
Okay.
As it should.
Listening to his fucking twaddle. And, I don't know. Among the many stupid things he said, we were talking about like a mutual friend of ours who I'll call Martin.
Okay.
And Martin is a deeply flawed but charismatic human being who we kicked out of our house because he wouldn't pay his fucking rent.
Fair. Very fair.
Yeah. So, we've all got our grievances against him, but I still generally like the guy. And fucking, I'll just call him the moron here. He's talking about like, oh, Martin, oh yeah, I fucking hate Martin. Martin's fucking, yeah, he's, I don't trust that guy. He's terrible. Unlike his brother. Unlike, his brother's got like all the good genes went to him. He, you might call him the Arnold Schwarzenegger to Martin's Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito, yeah.
He might as well have said. And he's like, yeah, that guy, he biked across the whole country. Whereas like Martin, Martin just stayed here his whole life. And I'm listening to this and I'm like, he biked across the whole country. Good for him. So fucking what? What does that mean? It what does that actually accomplish? Why does that make him so much of a better person than
I suppose it just speaks to like general determination. Like it does take a lot of like physical
That's
effort
the thing.
to do that.
You know what that reminds me of?
Sure, I don't think there's no value in it, but I don't think you can be like, this guy biked across the country, this guy didn't.
I mean,
ipso
it
facto.
this Martin guy sounds like he's done nothing, so anything is superior to nothing. I don't know if it means there's this gulf of greatness between them.
Martin has many admirable qualities, as most people do.
I agree with you that it's technically a worthless achievement. But if I had done it, you bet your ass I'd be going around like, hey, none of you fucks biked around the country. I'm the best guy here. Everybody look at me. I would never stop saying that.
I said to this guy, I'm like, Well, and I'm like, I don't think that means that much. Like, yeah, it's cool that he did it, but so what? And he gets almost indignant at me. He's like, oh, you do it then. Well, you do it then.
That's
I'm like,
do this thing that you just described
like,
as worthless
fuck
and
off.
pointless.
You idiot.
I want Jess to go around the country on a bike.
I mean, yeah, it'd be fun. I think it'd be nice.
I'd like to go around the country in a car.
I don't think
Sure.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's neat. I think it's pretty cool that he did something like that. But it just pissed me off to be like, yeah, this other guy is such a failure. Look at this other guy. He did X. That means he's better.
I am sympathetic to that, and that's a fair point. My boy Scooby1961, fitness YouTuber I'm always talking about, he like once a year or so will like bike across something like Germany or, you know, like all of fucking the Norse countries or whatever, something like that. And like the kind of man he is, like when you hear that somebody does that, it's like they could be one of a couple kinds of person. He like there could be like a young buck trying to prove himself. In his case, he's like a fitness nut who just like loves being outdoors and loves doing cardio and loves going to like exotic places and seeing the world. And so like when you hear a story like that, it definitely informs the kind of person that is. And hearing somebody bikes across America, I don't know. It's kind of impressive. It's like when people yesterday in my stream, people were saying
it's a little impressive, but not that. I'm not that impressed.
That's true. I think it informs the person more. It's like yesterday in the stream, some people were saying like something like, "Why does it matter if I've had sex or not? Like, what's the big deal, guys?" If I and I'm thinking, I think I said like. What the difference is that if you have lost your virginity, that shows a baseline level of social competence. You are able to persuade someone to have sex with you. I've learned something about you from that. You are above zero.
And it's I get you. And it's not that like if you haven't done that, it means you definitely don't have that ability.
Exactly. Yes, of course.
I feel you.
I fucking love forests. Forests are just like the best.
Really? I'm kind of surprised.
I can see your passion.
I'm kind of surprised to hear you say that. You don't seem like the outdoorsy type, Mage.
I stay at home, but I wanna go to a forest.
Yeah.
I think we could all get down.
Mate just like peeks out her window at the forest outside and it's like someday before you retreat.
She lives on the edge of the forest.
There's only a stupid river I hate.
Is that the river Thames
She just like
or
looks
something?
at the distant forest and just gives a little thumbs up and a nod. yeah. Okay. I'm more into the. I'm more all about the urban jungle myself.
Yeah.
I'm all about that hardcore parkour.
I am serious
leaping
though. I'm
from
crying.
rooftop.
Yeah, fitness is cool and all, but I'm a bit more into forests. That's my whole thing.
I'm so fucking tired. I'm crying.
Time to sleep in the earth forever in the forest, I guess, and be one with your people.
Exactly. Like one of my dreams is like when I die, or if I die.
If I die, okay.
Yeah, if I
all right.
die.
I like your optimism.
Me too.
If I die, to be like I saw like people like when they get burned into ash, you put them like into like this little pot and you put a seed in it and they grow into a tree. I'd like to be a tree one day.
Oh, Fluttershy
Hey,
alert. There it is. I agree.
That's how Fluttershy will become a tree. She will die and she will get burned.
I want to be a cool tree. I'd want to be like a pomegranate tree.
I want to be a weeping willow because they're the most Kino trees. They're dope.
I want to be an oak and make everyone miserable because
with fucking acorns and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have an oak tree back in Lithuania in our. It's kind of not our yard, but on our property, sort of. Like my grandfather put the tree in the ground.
I want to be a hanging
tree. I
tree.
forgot words.
Like the one that they
like
hang
a tree
people
that people
in,
are
like, to
hung
kill them?
from. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I like to believe that in my next life I can contribute to the death of some people at least.
Yeah, you want your kill count to keep going up, even after you've logged out.
Okay, guys, how do you call those trees that have branches that are just like going down and up like to the ground and they're like they look like water but like trees?
It sounds like a weeping willow.
Is it a weeping willow? Hold on, let me
Google it, probably.
Yeah.
But speaking about oak trees, total left turn here. But I just watched the movie Antichrist with Willem Dafoe the other day.
Is
where
that
oak trees?
Is that a God, who's the director?
No.
Say that again?
It's I can't fucking remember. It's not Gus Van Sant, is it? It's Antichrist by Lars von Trier. Lars von Trier, that's the one.
Okay.
Yes. And oak trees play a surprisingly large role in the film as the sound of when they're in a cabin in the woods, and oak acorns are raining down and causing a lot of stress and tension all night long as they try to sleep. I guess I won't get into it other than to say it was dope and I recommend it. And I want to say spoilers because they're shocking and hilarious, but I won't.
I love Weeping Willows. Like they make a secret hideout.
That's true.
I always wanted to have a Weeping Willow hideout when I was a kid.
I drive by one every day. When I'm
make a secret hideout. Bring a cardboard box.
I realized that Tigger from Winnie the Pooh, he doesn't have a house. He just sleeps in trees.
Hang on, that's not true. I heard you say that in your episode. Wasn't there a thing where like Tigger's house is like a weird ragamuffin thing with like I remember him like sleeping in a sock drawer. Wasn't that like a thing that Tigger did?
I'm pretty sure you're thinking of Jake from Adventure Time.
No, I'm not. I don't know.
There was one episode where he was sleeping in Rue's bed.
Well, that's gay.
He lives in a treehouse. You just type in Tigger's house in Google Images, and you can literally. It took me 2 seconds, guys.
Well,
okay.
Ben's been like just watching the show, so I assume not.
Yeah, I might have been wrong. Okay, well, I know in the old shorts you see him just sleeping in a tree at some point. I guess he might still have a house. Let's see, Tigger's.
I think that either got updated or like they like gave him a house later or something.
Oh yeah, huh? Yeah, he's got like a moat and a tire swing.
Yeah, it's like a fucked up weird house.
Pooh says the Tigger doesn't have any stuff. Oh yeah.
Maybe because his house is so fucked. It's.
Oh,
like,
you know what? In the episode where they crown him King of the Beasties, you see the sign, you see this house. I just didn't put two and two together that it was his house.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Why doesn't everyone have a house in a tree? Everyone else's house sucks. Only owls and Tiggers are good. Pooh and Piglet and Rabbit just live in fucking holes in the ground.
Man, I want to spoil Antichrist so bad.
Just spoil it. Nobody's going to watch Antichrist.
I'm just going to tell you the opening. It is shocking, and I actually hate when people spoil even the beginning of movies for me, but I'm going to tell you anyway, so if you don't want to hear it, log out for the next 10 seconds. Willem Dafoe is fucking his wife in slow motion. You see cock in pussy in this video. You see it. And as they're fucking, their baby gets up out of the crib, walks up to the window, and falls out the window and dies while they're fucking.
Nice.
It was a very dope opening.
It's also the plot of an Eric Clapton song.
Free falling. Oh wait, that's
not to get back on a happier note. Hey, if I ever go to a regular, can we have like a outing to a forest, like a campfire and stuff. How do you
interestingly, Mage.
So you're Radcon Forest? Is that what we're
calling for now? Damn. Actually, at Radcon 3, as we were scoping out the location, we did note there was like a swampy area and forest like not far from the house that was on like the end of the street or whatever, and we considered like taking cameras out there to like go do stuff. Nothing came of it. But
it was all snowy and shit at the time.
Yeah, it was snowing.
There was like
a
whole forest area right behind the house. Good place to hide
guys,
the
I was
bodies.
thinking about this the other day. Radcon 3 was dope, and it was a great experience, and I'm super proud that we did it and raised the money to fund it and whatnot. But I have noticed that my YouTube channel was doing great until I started working on preparing Radcon 3, and I have not been back on the rails since.
I have, I don't know if it was because of Radcon 3, but like sometime after, I'm still working on stuff, like still working on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty much done with my part of TBAT, but I'm still working on 10 paces and draw. That's getting pretty close to done too, but like I've got some more to do. And my comics have come out much more sporadically since then, and it's a real shame.
I've learned a lesson.
I don't want to blame Radcon 3.
I blame
really
myself,
don't.
obviously.
Yeah.
Radcon 3 in 2018 was a lesson in prioritization for me, and it was a good lesson, and I'm glad I learned it. And now I know. We committed to so many fucking projects.
Finishing these Radcon 3 projects is like paying off student loans.
It is like paying off student loans.
Like, here I am, like a year later, and like I'm still like I'm just barely like, ooh, okay, 10 paces and draw, almost done. Thank God. Boy, it sure is gonna be sweet when I got that ball and chain off my ankle.
That's why at Radcon 4, I'm coming in, I'm cashing in for another lecture, and that's all I'm fucking committing to.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be great.
I'm gonna do like 2 lectures at the next one.
That's maybe a good idea.
Maybe like 1 big one and 2 mini ones.
It is amazing.
I just got my Animorphs lecture. It's gonna be fucking lit.
Oh, I'm excited for that. Have you are you rereading the books, or are you just Cliff Notes
I mean, I read them all again like last year, but I might do it again just because.
Are you fucking kidding me? God, why? Animorphs.
Because it's fucking good.
But isn't there like 100 volumes or something?
There's like 80 something, but they're super short. Okay. They're like fucking children's books. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, they're printed in very large type.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You can knock one book out in like an hour and a half.
Oh,
Speaking
okay. That's not as bad.
Reading, so I'm reading Ula Lilia's newer book, Secret in the Basement, and
sounds like my sex life.
Ooh,
go on.
High five.
Yes.
Yeah. It is about, well, I don't know. I'm only on act like 4 out of like 20 or something. It's in many ways very similar to in fact, I'm actually glad. I'm actually happy that how similar it is to Legend of the 10 Elemental Masters. It's about like a normal kid becoming super strong through RPG shit.
Cool.
Instead of about just like an alien who's already like the ultimate fucking champion of magic. Because
that's while that story is fascinating, like it's kind of boring in terms of like, you know, the guy's just God mode from the start.
I mean, Knuckles is never in any danger. Although, to be honest, this kid's never in any danger either, because right from the beginning, he's got this wizard named Tristan, who is he's just like, yeah, go on out there and fight some monsters and gain experience, and if you ever die, I'll just resurrect you.
Oh, okay.
So, you know.
That's all right.
That's a shame.
Good to know.
I'm hoping maybe he'll subvert. I'm hoping maybe at some point Tristan will get taken out of commission, but, you know...
That would be a good way to ratchet up the tension, for sure.
It would, and that's why I don't think it's going to happen. But I'll let you know.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Maybe he's going for the actual video game feel of when you're playing a video game, you know you can always just retry. So maybe it's...
I think he is going for that, yeah. But, like, what would make it an actual story is if at one point Tristan is gone and there's, like, you know, like in fucking... You won't... what is it? Live, Die, Repeat?
Yeah.
When, you know, eventually Tom Cruise loses the power, and then he's like, oh shit, now I can't fuck up or I'll actually die. Suddenly the stakes are super high. Like that. That would be a good, you know, bit that I'm confident isn't coming.
But isn't that just a fascinating choice, though? That he would, like, deliberately diffuse tension just to make that kind of...
Yeah, I do. I think you're right. I think it's about making it feel like a video game. Like, you can die and you just respawn, and it's fine. Yeah. You know, this time he's going through... Tristan is, like, the shopkeeper, so he's got to, like, buy items. You know, he's got to trade in his old shitty copper fucking helm for, like, a platinum helm, you know, because it gives him some sweet MP boosts or whatever. That's the kind of story it is. Funny detail. So the way that he accesses the magical world where he fights monsters and gains experience, this kid's name is Richard, there's a place in his basement, and sometimes he'll dream of the place, and when he dreams, sometimes there will be a barber pole up on the wall in the corner. And then at some point this wizard shows up to him in a dream, Tristan, and he's just a fucking Dumbledore wizard. He's got like a robe and like a conical cap with its lavender with gold stars and moons on it. It says, you know, and it says he's got long, like 30-inch long brown hair. Then some of it is like collected in braids. And he's like, hey, Tristan, so cool that you're a wizard and you brought me here to become an adventurer and all. Why a barber pole? And Tristan's just like, I just really like hair and hairstyles. And that's why.
That's why. I guess it could be anything.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I just really like it. I just think Barbary is a really cool profession.
That's how I feel playing Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, the people who make this game just really like hair and hairstyles.
Yeah,
That's
just
true.
like Tristan. Tristan loves hair and hairstyle. My name is Tristan the Wizard, and I sell hair and hairstyles. That's a really bad Hank Hill impression.
Please.
One hairstyle, please.
It's like you buy like the hairstyle template so that you can just switch between hairstyles at any given moment.
That sounds
you
like
know?
Fable.
Yeah.
I love
the
Fable.
kid in Secret in the Basement. So, you know, in Legend of the Ten Elemental Masters, there was Knuckles, and Knuckles was all about magic. He had really good magic stats.
Right.
But he had a friend who was even stronger named Speed. And Speed was all about physical stats, in particular, obviously, speed. Speed was like,
Of course.
his speed and evasion were so high that it was like statistically impossible that anything could ever hit him. And then this kid in Richard, he's all about defense. Defense is like his top stat right from the get-go. So I think he's building like a tank build.
You have a good balanced party there. You got like a DPS guy, you got a magic guy, and you got a tank. It sounds.
I think so.
They could roll well together.
I don't think he gets to like Knuckles levels by the end. Like Knuckles is over level 9,000, and so is Speed. I think I think Speed might be over 10,000. But this,
Damn.
I don't know how high he gets, but he doesn't.
Are they
get
in the
that
same
high.
universe?
They must be, because well, I don't know. Their RPG mechanics are basically identical, so I want to say
sure.
yes, but
I don't know. It could be Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2 logic, where everything looks the same and seems the same, but it's a different world.
Yeah, it could. Yeah,
I
there's no hard confirmation as far as I know.
So there's a different fictional character named Knuckles that's not the enchilada.
He's
enchilada.
Enchilada. It's
He's not. No, we're not talking about Knuckles the enchilada. Knuckles the space wizard is from a planet called Corona. He is 2 feet tall.
Corona, you say?
Corona, yeah. He's 2 feet tall, humanoid, covered in purple fur, and his hands are slightly bigger, proportionally to his body, than you might expect.
Okay.
And
Slightly. It's like a 1% increase.
It's like 30% increase. So, like, yeah, if he were a human, you might say, his hand's kind of big, but he's tiny.
But he's 2 feet tall.
So his hands are tiny, too. Like, maybe they're bigger compared to Speed's, but not that much.
What about Speed? What's Speed look like?
The exact same, only he's green, and his hands aren't that big.
Well, there it is, I guess.
Yeah. He has Speed has a special attack called the Speed Busher, which is he punches something so hard that it flies so fast that it immediately lights on fire and becomes a fireball that like crashes into whatever he punches it at.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Also, at the end of Legend of the Ten Elemental Masters, they walk up to the final dungeon, and Speed's just like, okay, I've been through the entire dungeon and disarmed all the traps. Let's go.
What's left to be done at that point?
I don't know. Literally, the entire Legend of the Ten Elemental Masters is Knuckles waiting until the source of the like future event that he senses, because he senses a future event, but he's never seen an event of this particular kind before, so he doesn't know what it is. So literally the entire book is just killing time until it happens, so Knuckles can be like, oh, so that's what it was, and then Knuckles can solve it.
You know what's a game just like that?
What?
I think my Kingdom Hearts 3 video will be out by the time that this comes out. So let me just tell you a fascinating story about Kingdom Hearts 3 that anyone who played the game should know. It's that at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3, right, you're on a quest to uncover, quote, the power of waking. You don't know what that's going to do, but you know it's important. You're going to need it. So what Sora does is he holds up his Keyblade and says, Keyblade, literally take me where I need to go. I don't know. Please, plot, guide me. Yeah. And it opens a portal. He goes through it, and it leads him to Olympus Coliseum, where, in fact, he does not find the power of waking. And from there, proceed to every single Disney World in the game, okay?
Just because that's where the Keyblade takes him next?
Well, it only takes him to that first place. After that, he wanders on his own and just does stuff. But the portal took him to Olympus Coliseum. He did not discover the problem there, or the power there. At the end, after you've beaten every Disney World, there is a cutscene. Sora says, we've sure looked around a lot, pulls out Keyblade, where should I go now? What should I do? I've made no progress on this power of waking thing. The Keyblade opens a portal, takes him to exactly where he needs to go to find the power of waking.
Well, he didn't have the levels and experience points. He didn't have enough elixirs.
I mean, I suppose that's what we're supposed to infer. That
he had to gather those elixirs. He had to level up Kiraga.
I'm doing this in the video. I'm going to just splice. If you just cut every event of the game between entering that first portal and coming out that second portal, if it just was that portal,
it just has him taken to the second place first.
Yeah, just do that, and nothing would be lost. Because here's the thing that's infuriating.
The real power of waking is the friends we made along the way.
Kind of. It's a real power though. That doesn't matter. But like, the other thing is that Riku and Mickey are like trying to find Aqua, who's gonna help them. Whatever, she's important, and she's trapped in the land of darkness. Okay. They go to the land of darkness, they fuck around, and they fail, and then they leave. They just come back again later. Nothing has changed, only they've got new Keyblades, because the first one's broke, means nothing to the plot, and it's at that point that Sora, shows up. So, Riku and Mickey were there, doing the thing that you come back later to find them doing. My point is, literally nothing mattered. None of those events made a difference. Literally nothing.
And this is Kingdom Hearts 2 you're talking about.
This is Kingdom Hearts 3. This is the new game. Okay, Kingdom Hearts 2 has way more important stuff happen in the meantime.
You know what's weird about Kingdom Hearts, the whole conceit of the series?
Yeah.
Is that all these Disney worlds, they sort of retell the story of the Disney movies. But
Indeed.
But so then it exists in this weird continuity where from the perspective of these characters, they look back and think, "Hey, remember that time where those 3 guys showed up and one of them was a dog man and the other was a duck and they just solved all my problems for me and then they disappeared and I never fucking saw them again? What the hell was that?" There's a whole universe full of people who just at some point in their lives, some guys showed up and it was the catalyst for their whole life changing and then they were never seen again.
That's how it works in all the games. It's a weird place, but that's pretty much where Kingdom Hearts resides.
And you know what else I noticed?
Know.
It seems like so far in Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm not that far, but it seems like in the story, nobody ever knows what's going on except for Goofy. Goofy is the smartest person in the fucking universe in this game.
How do you figure?
Every single conversation in the game is Sora is well, gosh, I don't know what to do with the darkness and the Keyblade heart over in the heart nobody's heart, and I don't know how to dark the heart with the nobodies. And then Donald is and then, a nobody shows up and he's like, "You'll never figure out how to fucking nobody the heart dark with the dark heart." and then no one knows what's going on. And then all of a sudden, Goofy will chime in. It's wait a minute, maybe we got the dark heart with the heart dark. And then everyone is like, "Holy shit, Goofy, you figured it out." He's the only character who knows anything. He solves every problem.
That's basically true, Jesse, but you know why? It's because Goofy fits the logic of Kingdom Hearts perfectly as basically the leads with his emotions idiot savant.
Yeah.
That just because every solution to every problem is just believe in your heart and trust that your friendship will win. That's
just because Goofy's the only one who's fucked. So clearly he's just on a different level than everybody else.
Donald fucks.
Donald totally fucks. Get out of here. Also, sorry, I had to go and shit some more water, but I'm back.
Oh, that's
now.
cool. All right.
I might have to go again soon.
How exciting.
Yeah.
Well, all right. That's enough Kingdom Hearts bullshit. We've been talking about this shit for weeks now.
For weeks and weeks now.
Since we're switching topics, Endless Jess, didn't you
want to say something?
I
had a topic this week, and it was actually important. So, we were talking earlier about, doing a charity thing, maybe a stream or maybe bringing something up on the podcast. And I had something in mind that I wanted to bring up on the podcast because
I mentioned that.
You mentioned that.
And did we actually discuss that? And I wasn't here.
Only a little bit, but it's not what you think. There's a specific.
Yeah,
thing.
well, the thing about charities is that they're all scams, obviously.
Yep.
So it's probably better to go with a GoFundMe, like to help one specific person who needs money. And I actually have a GoFundMe. It's not something for me. It's not my thing, but it's someone close to a friend of mine, not a person I've met, but an uncle of my friend called Ivan Ayala. And I'm going to link this here. It's called Angels for Ivan. And this is a GoFundMe that I just want to shove in everyone's face right now since I have this platform. Angels for Ivan is a GoFundMe. This dude, my friend's uncle, my good friend, his uncle, a member of his immediate family, was in a horrific explosion. It's, I'm assuming, a workplace explosion.
This is not a joke. This is real. This is 100% legit.
Yeah, and I thought my job sucked.
Yeah.
I'll just read what it says here. In a horrific explosion in January of 2018, life changed dramatically for one loving and happy family. Ivan Ayala suffered third-degree burns on 60% of his body. He spent 7.5 months fighting for his life in the intensive care burn unit, and his wife took a leave of absence from work so that she could be at his side day and night through 27 reconstructive surgeries, skin grafts, and subsequent blindness in one eye, limited vision in the other, and the amputation of his right leg above the knee. Please consider becoming an angel for Ivan and for his wife and 2 daughters as he continues his long road to recovery. Please read below for the whole story. And they got pictures here, and if you're squeamish, be warned, because he got fucked up.
They're straight fucked. Yeah. It's brutal.
Oh, I expanded.
It's brutal.
Yeah, he lost his whole body, his whole skin, his face.
Is this,
he lost a
in
leg.
The second picture, is this him on the far left with the white rose in front of him?
Yeah. Yeah,
I think that was him pre-explosion, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep.
So, he's a terrible explosion. And so, of course, medical bills. He's now, in addition to losing both of his eyes and his legs or one leg and most of his skin, he's probably also going to lose a house because that's how it works in this country. Being in an explosion costs money. Yep. So they're asking for $25,000. That's their goal, and it's already gotten to $7,695 as of now. I've already donated. I'd donate again if I come across enough money to. But, so I'm just throwing it out there on my platform that I have. Everyone, if you want to be an angel, if you want to be a literal angel, an angel for Ivan, if you don't like yourself, if you think you're a bad person, let's be honest, you probably are. The way to absolve yourself of everything bad you've ever done in your life, all those sad feelings and regrets, just give to charity, and it washes away the sins of the past.
Yeah.
If you've done something bad recently, just give money to a man who needs it and his family who needs it.
He sure does need it. Holy shit. This is way. I glanced at the link before, but I'm looking at the pictures now. I mean, all right. It looks like I'm looking at this last picture here.
Yeah.
He looks. I mean, he looks like he can still live, right? He's not
alive. He's home.
Yeah.
He's alive. That's
So that's good. But he's gonna lose his house. You say? Is that the deal? Because he can't work because he got so fucked up.
It says something in here about in order to keep our house and keep our family from being on the street or something.
So fucked.
Is a man going from fully functional to completely unable to work? It's hard for me to think that that's only a loss of $25,000.
Yeah.
That it's not.
It says here, now that the family is fully reunited in their home, Ivan continues to struggle with the healing of his skin, adapting to daily activities without his right leg, and most of all, the loss of his vision. All he wants to do is to again provide for his family, as he loved taking care of them. He is trying to maintain a positive outlook and look to the future with his wife, daughters, family, and friends, but it is a long and hard road ahead. He has yet to receive any amount of financial compensation or any income since his accident, and the family is doing its best to pay the bills, now including expensive medication copays, so that they can keep their home and provide Ivan with what he needs to continue to heal and recover.
There's no workers' comp for that shit? If you're caught in an explosion at your job, holy fuck.
I don't see anything about what the circumstances of the explosion were.
No, I'm assuming it was a workplace thing because of that line about compensation.
I mean, I would think so.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I mean, they don't specify where it happened, but still.
But yeah, that's Ivan Ayala. I've never met him personally, but he's the uncle of one of my best friends in the world, my buddy Juan. If you've ever seen the old video of mine on the Blue Glow channel, Juan's PS4, where I where I borrowed his PS4 for a couple days and played Call of Duty and pointed my phone camera at the screen. This is this is a relative of the eponymous Juan. So he would certainly appreciate it, and I would certainly appreciate it, and it would be a nice thing to do. So there you go. There's my topic for the day.
Up.
Oh man, I see you don't. Yeah, you donated $100.
Yeah, sure
Oh,
did.
did it go through? Oh, that's very generous, Mage.
Yeah.
See, be like Mage.
No.
No, Jesse did.
Jesse did. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Mage, you're a greedy fuck. Yeah.
I donated, but it doesn't show up. I'm not sure.
Well,
why.
it'll probably show up later or something.
Yeah, let's give it some time or something. Well, best wishes, man. I hope everybody, I don't know, chips in what they can.
I'm
Nice.
glad I finally remembered to say that on the podcast because I've been meaning to.
Oh, there we go. It shows it.
There you go.
There it is. $30 from Mage Aurora.
Hey, there you go.
Awesome. Thank you, Mage.
No problem.
Moving on. What else is going on, squad?
You know.
Yeah.
You know, when speaking of terrible things, speaking of bad things in this world, the Pizza Party podcast just has me so fucking mad all the time. What a disaster!
You know, I've got something special for you, Ben. If we're gonna talk about the Pizza Party podcast,
are we doing the segment? Are we starting the segment?
Let's just jump right into it. Why the fuck not? Let me get this right here. Okay, listen up, everybody. We've got an updated Pizza Party podcast shitting on segment song. Everybody sing along if you know the words. Here we go.
Okay, here's a little remix for you guys. Ben say is gay,
Hey.
and he likes to suck dick, especially mine.
Nate.
Wait.
As you know, calling each other gay is the meme way to say I love you. But fuck the Pizza Party podcast.
Hey, there you go. There it is.
All right. I'll take it.
You want me to? We had a message about that. You got some grievances? You want me to play that? The call we got about it? Yeah.
I want to hear. This guy, Cheesy Manfredo said it better than I could.
Yeah. Okay. I believe I've got that queued up right here. Let's get into it. The problem with the PPP. Go.
Ben, what are these weak-ass complaints against the Pizza Party podcast? Let me air out the real grievances. The Pizza Party podcast has been in a steady decline in quality for the past couple of years, and this is all due to the fundamental fact that the Pizza Party podcast is not incentivized to be better. Say what you will about the PCP, but at least they try to improve. The PCP restructured their whole fucking podcast because they knew they were fucking up.
Damn right.
There's a financial stake in the PCP, which is one of the main reasons why you all want to be on your best. The Pizza Party podcast has no financial stake. It only exists as filler between Pan Pizza videos on the Rebel Taxi channel, which Pan has made very clear since episode 1 of the podcast. And that was great at first because we had a very loose, a very entertaining podcast. But now all the jokes and all the bits and all the fucking talking points have been run to the fucking ground. The Pizza Party podcast is a zombie of a podcast that only exists to take up space. And you know what's even worse? They won't listen to this because they're on that bullshit mentality of, oh, well, this podcast's always been shit. If you don't like it, then don't watch it. Fuck off. If your podcast is shit, make a better podcast. Pizza Party got me fucked up.
Well, all right, there you go.
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Right. Interesting that he cites like the financial incentives at play in the PCP as like a beneficial aspect, which I certainly would agree with. So I wonder if the cost structure, the payment structure of the Pizza Party podcast, obviously it's on Pan Pizza's channel, and I don't know anyone else.
Paid for it.
Yeah, but well, I mean, maybe he doesn't put ads on the videos or doesn't have like a Patreon or anything, but like if people show up, I mean, and like he's making money.
Maybe the other guys just do it for the exposure.
I'm just saying, like, if you earn money off a podcast that you do with other people, especially regularly, I don't know that he does this, but it would be odd to me to just keep it all. Maybe they because he's got a big platform of his channel. Maybe they
maybe he doesn't monetize them or charge for them on Patreon. Maybe he doesn't actually make anything from them.
Maybe
they're just filler in that sense. But I don't know because I can't find the podcast. Hashtag where's the podcast?
Yeah,
where's
good
the podcast?
Nice
Pam?
job making an invisible podcast, my dude. It's not what I would have gone with, I'd say.
No, indeed.
I guess that's it for this segment of the Problem with the Pizza Party podcast.
I think we've done some good work here today.
Yeah, strong investigative journalism. As always,
go. As always, let the Pizza Party podcast know that we have some constructive criticism for them.
What did he say? Oh yeah, and that line at the end about how like the problem with them is that like they wouldn't. And again, I've never listened to it. Maybe like once when Digi was on, just like for a second. That like they won't work to improve it because there is no like because it's always been shit and like we're not going to change and it's a filler show. You know, the thing is, I kind of empathize with that because people all the time come to the PCP and will leave like, hey guys, you should do this. Why aren't there more lectures on the channel? Like blah, blah, blah. You should be putting more effort into it. And it's a show designed with only a certain level of effort prepared to be put into it. So like, I kind of sympathize with that.
Sure, but that's not a defense of anything.
No, not at all. It's just a recognition of you shouldn't expect more if you know what you're getting, I guess. But I mean, I don't know. We did try to improve things here, so I guess we're already doing better.
We tried so hard and got so far, and in the end, it made all the difference.
If
and
I
we're
could
better
only-
than the Pizza Party podcast.
If I could only find the Pizza Party podcast, I could answer some of these burning
know.
questions. But
I
alas.
don't even know how to. How can you fix what you can't see?
just go let those guys know. Where's the podcast? Where is it?
Hashtag where's the podcast?
That's what we need. Okay, moving on. Let's get to the rest of the voicemails for this week. We've got 10 of them lined up. First one is from Zach. Let's get into it.
Why did you guys say the editor contest is focused on audio editing, but then proceed to encourage the entrants to provide original graphic design? What if you guys get an entry with a great new design, but only decent audio, while another entry has fantastic audio, but no original design? Why not commission an actual graphic designer or hold a separate contest to find the best possible new design and ensure you'll pick the best possible audio editor without any doubts? Fuck you guys. I'm an audio editor, not a graphic designer.
Sorry about that, Zach.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
I mean, we did talk about that. We did mention that.
That's a very good point. And I also put this in to remind myself to say in this episode that the hashtag PCB editor contest is over, people, and we have all the entrants. I mean, by this time it'll be like 5 days since it ended or whatever. Or no, it'll be a full week when you're hearing this. So we are listening to those. We'll be getting back to you hopefully soonish.
As a person who had to hear herself say, I'm gonna flip veggies in 3 minutes for 30 times over.
Did you like it?
I can honestly... I hated it. I hate hearing myself.
I have not listened to any of the entrants yet.
I think Mage has listened to the most so far.
I listened to all of them. That's
dope.
Yeah. So we actually had quite a few entries that had both good audio and visuals.
That's the thing right there.
This is kind of what I was saying. I don't think that editing a podcast is like you don't need to be like super pro audio editor to do that. You know, like there's plenty of adequate audio editors.
There was surprisingly a lot of entries who didn't listen to instructions at the...
Is that so? Now
I'm not surprised by
fascinating.
that.
Do you mean like, because in the episode we said like, make sure you cut this part, team, and make sure you do that.
Yeah, and when she was like interrupting Ben, it was like, oh, you should cut that part out. And like, I kind of understand leaving that part in. Maybe they were leaving it in because Munchie was making an example. But
maybe.
The other ones, there was like a shout out to one boy. He didn't put like notes of he didn't credit himself, but the guy he actually, like, you guys joked around and say like just everything is boring after Mage left. You just cut everything off when Mage leaves, and he did. He did it.
Well.
The man lab did it.
That's funny.
I mean, to be fair, we don't hardly cut anything almost ever.
Yeah,
like, it's really rare that like anything will be cut or whatever. On
absolutely
this.
true. Although an editor offers the opportunity for someone whose job it is to make the show better, possibly could cut, just like quality of life things here or there. If something is a pointless tangent, I don't know. Maybe
this whole show is a pointless tangent.
Well, that's fair. But to his larger point here, as an audio man, I'm not gonna lie. When we first rolled out the first video that we then updated, that first video was flawed because we should have talked more about the visual stuff. So it's totally fair to be pissed off that we like weren't clear when that first one came out.
Yeah, I get the sense that like people were submitting entries.
Yeah,
and they all pretty much looked the same and sounded the same.
And we were like, shit, we gotta make some
like,
clarifications.
These are all like everyone has just recreated the existing visuals and then just done an adequate job of editing the audio, and like that's not hard.
I'm surprised you guys messed up like that, because I do remember we specifically talked about like wanting the visuals to be distinct and stuff.
I know
it's because we included the visuals in the description, which gave everybody the
that did imply to people
just use these.
Yeah.
So
it was fair to clarify.
But that doesn't impress. That just doesn't impress.
And I mean, maybe it's probably late to be saying this stuff anyway, but like, obviously the contest is over. But my point is just to Zach here. It's like, all along, this is just me. I don't know if everybody else agrees, but like, I've wanted an editor who's the full package, who like can do decent image work and can like, when asked, can provide, art that's not terrible in some way. And then like Ben was saying, and the audio has to be good, but we don't need like a serious, crazy engineer to like, again, I would certainly take it if someone wanted to offer those services. But, like, kind of the main thing we wanted was, like, a refresh of the visuals anyway, which I tried to add in the second version of the video and stuff. So, I feel bad if I misled anybody or got people's hopes up
who may have only
a portion of them.
There was one entry that I listened to. I don't remember who it was, but it kind of struck me as odd. Like, they edited the audio quite a bit, like... they spaced it out so we weren't talking over each other. But they also...
Oh my god.
But
that's real shit.
Several people did that, but like that one specifically, they cut out like bits and bobs here and there, like trimmed some audio snippets, and like in a way you could say it improved the overall the audio. Sorry, I'm so sleepy. It's really hard. I'm tripping over my words. Anywho, but like it also sort of like took away something from the product. I would say, like oddly, like the charm was lacking of ours, just little nonsense talks and stuff. Like,
well, now I really want to give these a listen and compare.
Yeah, me too.
I'm curious.
That's almost like an artistic choice and kind of an aesthetic choice about how you want it to be.
In my notes, I did make a mention that like he seemed too thorough or something like that into editing, and that kind of spooked me because in this snippet, like in this preview, it's all fine and good, but like when it comes to actual episodes. Like when people watch our episodes and they make comments, it's just like, oh, Ben, you didn't say that thing, or you missed out on that thing, but in the end you might have said it, but it got cut or something. And I'm sort of like a little iffy about heavy editing of the audio.
I would go for a light touch. I think
I think the best would be just to space out so we're not talking over each other. But
I don't even know about that. I don't even know if I would go that far. The shouting over each other is a
it's a tough balance, because like if you edit it too much, it stops feeling conversational and feels a little like artificial.
I think it would sound super weird to have like two people shouting over each other and then you take one and space it out.
No. I mean, like not saying always to space it out, but sometimes when we're trying a conversation, someone speaks up and the other is like Munchie said, like if someone is talking and someone speaks up and the other person continues talking and they finish up. So, you just space those two out so they're not talking over each other. But when it's like a little shouting argument match, then, you leave that in or something.
There's definitely an art to it.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't listened to a single one, so maybe after
regardless
the show.
of that, though, I've seen a couple of cool stuff. I haven't looked through them all yet or anything. But so there's your update, people, on the whole contest thing. We're looking at it. I'm hoping by next week, among us, we will all have listened and we'll be able to like start organizing some stuff. And then we'll probably reach out and touch base with the people we, because like we want to have a conversation, because this is an actual job offer here. So we're gonna talk to the person and see what they have to say for themselves.
I just want to also quickly say thank you to everyone who entered. Like I listened to all of them, and all of them had their strengths and weaknesses and stuff, but they're all good. They weren't like super crappy or anything. I'm really
nice.
I'm genuinely surprised that, like, pleasantly. by all the effort people put into it. It's good. I'm happy with you all. Good job.
I too am deeply grateful to everybody who entered and took the time to do it. That's super swell. And we got a whole bunch to look through, so that it couldn't be better for us. So I'm thrilled.
Oh hell yeah. We're only an hour in. Do we want to continue with the voicemails?
If anybody wants to like bring up something, we could do that. But we can just do them now.
The only thing I want to bring is bring myself to bed.
I feel like I had a bunch of things. Maybe I already touch
we talked about your kidney stone, I don't know, you renounced keto for good and all.
No, shut up.
That's in the books. That's canon.
Let's discuss trees. I like trees.
I don't know. We can just do a voicemail. If somebody just wants to bring up something, we can interrupt it. And
wait, Mage, what do you tell us about trees?
I like them.
Okay, let's do a voicemail.
Okay, here we go. Next voicemail is from one Zoomer Cunt. Let's go.
Oh, disgusting.
So, if traditional media is gay and dying, and digital media is gay and dying, well then what's a Zoomer cunt like me supposed to do?
Maybe get out into the woods. Maybe get out into the forest and look at some trees.
Everyone quickly into the forest.
Die right along with it. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. I don't know.
God, the kid sounded like 8 years old.
He did. He sounded like 10 or something.
It makes me uncomfortable.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh.
Nah, I'm way into it. We need him younger. We have to go younger, guys.
No.
I don't know.
Can't say that now, dude.
Next
YouTube's cracking down.
It's too real. It's too real.
That's true. YouTube is cracking down on luring in the youth.
Did you hear how there's YouTube now has the ability to just shut down comments on your entire channel?
I did hear about that.
So fucking weird.
It was yeah,
okay,
deeply concerning.
Is it like shutting down the comments section or shutting down your channel?
The comments is in this case.
Yeah, they could disable comments on your entire channel.
And so I guess just to go into
that.
And
if they suspect you of grooming kids.
Well, not that you're grooming. What it is that you know what? Let's back it up a little bit. This is an actually interesting topic. Over the last couple of days, probably most of you have heard about this, but like some family-friendly channels, like there's a family that had like a kid like doing gymnastics. That video got demonetized, and their whole channel got demonetized, I believe, or at least many of their videos. And when they asked YouTube about it, YouTube said, the reason for this is because, and then they later clarified, but I'll just put the whole information now. It's because your content, like, has children, and we detected that, like, there are, like, creepers, like, people posting, like, sexy timestamps of your children and shit. And it's like, it's assembling a community of pedos.
We at the YouTube team reviewed these timestamps and found them extremely sexy, and therefore, yeah. We
See, that's the
to
thing.
take
Like,
action.
Can a timestamp be considered like, you know, lewd or you know? I mean,
probably.
That reminds me. I like a few hours ago I saw a channel that I watch, and he just like reads out, you know, funny Reddit stuff, haha. And he uploaded a video of himself singing to his hamster, and out of all of his videos, that one got demonetized. It's just
PETA flagged that one for animal
It's just
abuse.
a video of a hamster.
PETA's going hog wild. Oh shit! I used the wrong term. They're gonna be so mad at me.
Oh no!
Oh shit!
Can't win.
Well, the only thing was like
remember
there was
that list. Remember that list of like new phrases, like instead of grab a bull by the horns, say grab a rose by its thorns.
Yeah.
Was that real or was that?
That was real. 100%.
That was real.
Okay, but that's kind of a cute expression. Grab a rose by its thorns. I don't know.
I guess so, but what's objectionable? What's objectionable about grabbing a bull by its horns? You were not talking about
it implies
fucking
violence
killing
towards
thing.
the bull, perhaps.
Does it?
I don't.
Does it though?
It provides at the very least self-defense, or you know, implies self-defense against
grabbing
a charging
bull's
bull.
horns doesn't harm the thing.
No,
get it.
no, but it is
don't
aggressive,
get
I
it.
suppose.
Okay,
I mean, and plus, I hate that like
what does he saying actually mean?
Take a challenge head on. Take a challenge head on. But the thing is, a rose is very different from a charging
exactly.
bull. They are very different.
Sure.
Yeah.
The phrase doesn't mean the same thing
Yeah,
anymore.
just-
It's like grabbing a rose by its thorn just means doing something really stupid.
Yeah.
You know?
It's dumb.
Yeah,
It's dumb.
it's a very different concept. Just
I
because
think
it
the new
rhymes
phrase
doesn't
works.
make it the same.
I think you just go right in there and grab it by the thorns. Yeah, I think it works. I just don't know why it needed a new one, even by
That's
people.
the
I
thing.
think
I don't get it.
I think the context is like grab a bull by its horns, because like it would be probably a charging bull, and instead of running away, you stand your ground and you charge the bull and you lift it up.
Dude, listen to
by
this.
its horns.
And so I looked up the list. They had another one. How about this one? Bring home the bacon. They changed to bring home the bagels. That's anti-Semitic, my dude. What do you hate Israel? What's that about, bro? Come on.
Now that one I get, because if you're not someone who agrees with the production,
Because who are the
of
real
bacon,
animals if not the Jews? Am I right,
well,
ladies and gentlemen?
if you don't think we should have bacon, then that one makes way more sense to me than
I suppose
a problem
bacon
with grabbing
is
a
a
bull by
straight
the
up.
horns.
Bacon does imply death of an animal and whatnot. So okay, fair enough, I guess. And then beat a dead horse.
The big bucks.
It's just dumb. Feed a fed horse is the change to that one. Lol.
Okay, that's funny.
It is.
I mean, it is funny, but they were
But
going
again, it's
for
like,
funny.
It's like any reference to an animal being in any state other than
Yeah.
like perfectly healthy and content is unacceptable.
Okay, but like
It's just strange.
Okay, but in the correction one, they still use the horse, but like in the grab the bull by its horns.
yeah,
I don't
you're
know.
being
Are we
nice
just?
to it.
What are we
You're
doing?
being nice to the horse because you're feeding it.
What are we
But
doing?
what if you-
Objectifying animals like this?
What
This is
if you
pretty
just
fucked
like
up.
gently hold on to the bull's horn?
That would be considered
Yeah.
sexual assault, Mage, and you need to let go right now. All right, let's go to the next fucking voicemail here. It's another message from our
It
old
would
friend
be cruel
Them
to feed
Snakes.
the horse if it was fed already.
Well, to like force to feed
Yeah,
it. I mean, if you're
exactly.
just pouring more food into like its trough, it doesn't like have to eat it or anything. It just is a waste
but
of time.
it does say feed.
I guess. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about another of my favorite animals, them snakes. My favorite pile of sentient
Yeah.
snakes. Let's go now.
St. Ben's Cathedral,
Yep.
a beautiful building, yet there is no Ben Saint to be seen.
Oh.
I have sat here for a month waiting for a meeting of the minds. I even learned how to use a snake computer for this. Perhaps, if I want to reach you, I must sing a hymn.
Ooh,
The Lord's Prayer should do the trick.
yeah.
Yeah, autobiogenesis, ketogenic synthesis, cut to the chase, cut the carbs, burn bridges, burn fat, communistic theories where I'm at, top of my class, struggle, high marks, working hard, gonna tear society apart and rebuild it in the image of God. I'm a saint, and you ain't, I've seen it all, can't build the wall, cause there's no place I ain't already been. I'm a lonely snake, snuggling into myself, a living pile of fear with no hopes or dreams. If I don't hear back from you soon, I'll kill everything in the room. Red wedding, ready, set, go. To death, Macbeth, in the hellfire, Hamlet. Venom flows into your chest. Heart stops, mic drops. Cold blood in the mud puddle. Time's up. Let the games begin. You know where to find me, Ben.
Oh,
Them snakes on
Oh my
Discord. I'm waiting.
but I'm so fucking scared of him now.
Oh my
I
god.
love this guy. We don't,
I'll be
we don't
singed by
deserve
Beats
him.
That Fire.
That was the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life.
That was fucking
Yeah,
sick.
them snakes just kick things up a serious notch.
We
Holy
do not
shit.
deserve him. He's too good.
I don't know. I don't know what to do about this.
He just wants to talk to you, Ben. That's what he just wants.
My instinct is to hide.
He just feels your
I guess-
absence in the
I guess-
in the cathedral.
I guess I'm gonna have to grab this bull by the horns, if you'll pardon the
Yeah,
expression.
I won't. But let's move on to the next voicemail, I guess. Who's gonna follow that one up? Here we go. A classic mail from my old friend I Can't Poop. Let's get to it.
I wish
The
I had your
opposite of Ben's problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. So a few episodes ago or so, who cares? You guys were talking about, how
Yep.
sometimes it's troublesome to poop. You just can't get it out. And so it's like, yeah, okay, I've got problems like that sometimes. Yeah, I guess you could call this #relatable. But then the very same day that I was listening to that episode, I had trouble pooping. I went to bed. Okay, well, I guess I'm not pooping now. So I wake up. I'm still having trouble pooping. I can't poop. What's wrong with me? No, it's It's not my problem. It's your problem. You guys, you ruin lives. You get people addicted. You're the reason why people are dying. And you're the fucking reason why no one can poop. Why can't we poop? Just let us poop, goddammit.
Ben is pooping for all of you.
We're the reason people are dying of constipation.
I don't know.
Get some fiber in your diet.
Listen to Prune Man, who called in the other day. Get your prune on. Get your laxative on if necessary, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Still never eaten a prune in my life.
Drink a lot of water. And I mean water, not
helpful.
like soda.
Mage has been proselytizing at me for drinking soda
water.
all day. I'm so fucking
Water's gotta be better. I mean,
soda's fine, but now you have like kidney stones, right? So don't drink soda while you have kidney stones.
that is.
Well, it's
Just don't drink soda. Period. Soda
it
is the trap. It's bad. I say as I have my Polar Pop of Diet, not Mountain Dew, Diet Dr Pepper, but do as I say, not as I'm doing.
It's the sodium, though, right? I mean, isn't that the thought?
No,
here?
it's not the sodium. I don't know what it is.
All right.
They say I don't know what it is.
Well,
the high amount
fair
of
enough.
It's all the rocks. It's all the rocks they make it with.
That's good, correct. All right, next Next moil is from Def Jam Vendetta.
Yeah.
Let's get to it. Yeah.
I remember that game.
Used to be you wanted to make yourself known. You proved your worth as a street fighter or a hustler. We don't fight out in the streets no more. We're organized now. Too gangster for the gardens, so we've taken it underground. I'm a businessman, and this is my business. My soldiers are Legion, Method Man, Norray, Capone, Luda, Redman, DMX. You want a shot at me? You gotta make it past these brothers. It's a dangerous world out there. Seems every time I turn around, there's another young buck wants to take me on. I lay down for no man. You want to take what's mine? You gotta beat me. But nobody ever beats me.
What's he talking
I'm
about?
fairly certain that's just the intro. Of Def Jam Vendetta for the PS2.
It's the verbatim. I went and listened to it. It's the verbatim line for line intro to Def Jam Vendetta.
Even Redman?
Even Redman.
Yeah, it's
DMX.
it's a rapper fighting game for the PS2, and it's awesome.
I was gonna
actually,
say like the lines sound like from a video game.
Yeah, Def Jam Vendetta is a classic back
game,
in the day.
Good? Like,
it's good.
I think it actually reviewed decently.
About it.
Is it like a WWE
There was
style
Def Jam
game?
Vendetta, then there was Def Jam Fight for New York.
It is.
Wait, is it a fighting game or is it like a rap battling game?
The first Def Jam game was more like a straight wrestling game. And Def Jam Vendetta was the sequel, and they made it a lot more arcadey and a lot more fun.
Okay,
and you create your character and you rise through the ranks, and you buy ice with your money from winning your fights with the rappers.
You buy ice?
Ice like
diamonds?
Yeah, like diamond necklaces.
Okay.
It's awesome. It's a good game.
It's the quintessential human experience in
It is.
2019.
Cool. Yeah, I can't wait to play this on IM Games.
Oh yeah. The analysis the people are really clamoring for.
Speaking of games,
for sure.
Did you decide what sort of big analysis video you're gonna do on what game? I voted for Fable.
We're looking through suggestions. It's Digi doesn't have time to do shit, so I'm taking it on myself to finish the Splatoon video I've been talking about doing forever. So I have to play Fable to do that. And so takes time.
Just watch a Let's Play at ×2 speed, and I guess that's still a long time, but I mean that's basically what Digi does while watching you play anyway. So what's the real difference?
I know. I do all the work, and he does all the bullshit.
All right, next voicemail. This one's from Tony. Tony, go.
Hello, PCP. I want to ask why you all think Final Fantasy VII is so good. I've heard so much praise about that game, and it looks like garbage. The combat is garbage. I just want to know why so many people think it's so good. Please let me know.
Ooh, this is an interesting question.
And I thought the last voicemail was 8 years old, but this guy really takes the game.
Yeah,
It's interesting. I've literally never played Final Fantasy VII, and I kind of want to just to
that's what Gib did.
Experience it now because I know nothing about it at all.
I sure did like it. when I played it when it was new-ish. I don't think I would really like a traditional JRPG anymore in the same way that I used to. So I don't know if I would like it as much as I did.
Well, here's the correct answer. Here's the correct answer. The game is perfect and flawless.
Mm-hmm.
The combat system is perfect. The fighting is perfect. The gameplay is perfect. The materia system is perfect. The stat mechanics are perfect. The story is perfect. The characters are all fucking great and fleshed out and 3-dimensional. The environments are all really cool and unique. It's you got this like great cyberpunk aesthetic, but then like as the game goes on, it goes less like cyberpunk and more like into nature. And it's got the it kind of works with the theme of the game because man's disregard for nature is ruining the planet. It's got all these great themes of environmentalism and spiritualism.
Sounds like a hippie
and and you fucking and like the story is so grandiose. Like the story is big, but like also stays focused on the characters. So it's like really grand, but also intimate at the same time. You get to know these characters, you fall in love with them. They all have their own arc, their own story, their own personality. They all interact great. There's all kinds of great mini games. You ride a motorcycle, you go ride a fucking snowboard at one level. You get lost in the ice. You kind of can't find the map. You go around. You don't know where it goes. The story's fucking characters meet some grisly fates. You feel sad. It's the fucking you meet the guy at the end. He's a really cool guy. He says, "Oh God, my mom, he was an alien, and he fucking burns people." He goes crazy, and you gotta fight him. It's cool. It is good.
So you're saying it's a story about family.
It's a story about family.
I was just watching the other day. Like it came out in like 2018. It was just like some video that was like 7 secrets you probably don't know about Final Fantasy VII or something like that. And like the conceit of it was just like, guys, there's still shit that we like are uncovering about Final Fantasy VII today that people don't know about. And I can't remember any of the examples, but like one of the things was just going into like how much depth there really was in the dating mechanic, which like decides at the beginning of the game who you go on the date with. There's like a million choices.
And it doesn't even tell you. It's not like some like crappy.
No, it's all secret.
Not like some newfangled thing where it's like, oh, you got 5 relationship points with this girl because you gave Chie a gift or some stupid crap like that.
Who do I pick? Do I marry Abigail or Leah or Emily? I just can't decide.
It's like organic. It's like a part of the game. It never like advertises itself as a dating mechanic. It's just it happens in the background. You just select your choices, and just depending on who you as the player organically are inclined or gravitate towards the other characters, that's the character you end up going on a date with halfway through the game. And it's fucking it could be Barrett. You can go on a date with another dude. That's progressive. You can go on a date with Yuffie, the 16-year-old. That's even more progressive in some circles. That's considered progressive. It's cool. It's a good game. Fuck it.
Can you go on a date with Kate Sith?
No, you cannot, tragically. Here's the thing. Did you know that if you cast Knights of the Round on Genova's, I think it's Genova's Synthesis, the very final one before you fight Sephiroth, then like safer Sephiroth just has significantly more HP when you fight him. Like it like dynamically changes the stats of the bosses depending on like what material you bring on.
There's this whole mechanic in the last boss fight where because the whole party is there at the end of the game, depending on how well, because the last boss fight is like 3 boss battles and then a 4th sort of like story boss battle. That's not really real. But like, depending on how well you do in the first of this 3-phase massive end boss fight, like you get to the second phase, and if you did like really good, then you get to like use your whole party in the battle for like the first time in the game right at the end. Because it's like, you got like 9 party members, but you use 3 at a time.
Yeah.
But you get to this battle at the end, and you can like, they're all fighting, and you can switch between like Group A, Group B, and Group C to fight this guy all at once. It's fucking mind-blowing. It's the best game ever made. It's the best game ever made.
One of my favorite moments is something that like a completionist won't even see, but is still one of my favorite details about like just like a casual playthrough of Final Fantasy VII. It's that like you learn limits, and you got to do like getting Cloud's Omni/Ultimate limit is actually very challenging for new players, and it takes a lot of work at the Coliseum and shit. But when you get to the end game, even if you haven't unlocked Omni/, at the very final like Kino one-on-one epic Soul of Sephiroth versus Soul of Cloud out of body experience battle, Cloud just doesn't matter if you haven't unlocked it. He just unlocks his ultimate limit break, Omni/, and you just use it on Sephiroth. And like, think about what that implies about the character like rising up to like be the ultimate version of himself to take on Sephiroth. It's like, what could be cooler than that? Nothing's cooler than that.
Man, I can't wait for all this to be ruined in 10 years by the Final Fantasy VII.
It was ruined many years ago, dude. We've covered this, Jesse and I, in various videos.
There's so much depth to it. There's so many different like different mini games and like games in the game, like different mechanics and all the
so
like
much love.
The chocobo breeding is like this whole other experience in the game, and there's like depth to it and stuff. And then you get you get like a blue one that can go across rivers. You get a green one that can go over mountains. You get a black one that can do both. You get a gold one eventually if you're really fucking hardcore. It can go anywhere it wants. You can go in secret caves. Secret caves.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII is a game about secret caves.
Even some of the characters' backstories are like secrets that you gotta be like the most hardcore motherfucker on the planet to even see. Parts of the story you gotta be hard. You want to know about Zack? You don't play Crisis Core. You don't fucking buy a PSP. No one's gonna do that shit. And that game's bad anyways. They put a whole new character in it. It didn't belong there. No one cares about Genesis.
Here's a tiny piece of analysis. Here's one tiny piece of analysis about that thing. I think that the developers, like Vincent's story is like complete. I mean, the character is secret, but like even finding Lucretia, getting Chaos's ultimate limit, all that stuff is incredibly hard to find. And here's my theory. Because development costs and creating any one individual piece of content in a game like a Final Fantasy, like the remake or whatever, has astronomically increased in like what did they have to make the Lucretia like side story? They had to make like a new spooky area, like make it available on the map by doing
you can only get there with the submarine, which is a whole other mechanic. Right. There's a whole like the whole world map is doubled because you can go on the ocean floor in a submarine and explore like a crashed Galninka.
Indeed, considering the fact that like that world already existed. It wasn't that much more work to make like one new character design for Lucretia, which I think also shows up elsewhere in the game too. I could be wrong. And like to give her a new area because like nothing happens there. It's not that complicated. Because it was the threshold for making that stuff is so much lower that like look at a game like Final Fantasy 15. If you tried to put like that much content into a game like Final Fantasy 15, it would be exponentially just more dev hours, more work. And like would those guys be able to like justify it being like secret and that hard to find? They'd be terrified
so much
of doing
of what's
that.
good about that game you almost couldn't even do nowadays, especially like you said with the with how Square Enix is now, like the amount of money that it costs to make a AAA game and stuff. Like
I just like a game that respects my ability to find out its secrets.
And it's like that with Vincent. It doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't tell you how to get Vincent. You got to find him on your own. You got to answer the dialogue boxes correctly. And the same thing with Yuffie. You got to like find her, beat her, answer her, all of her dialogue. You got to like really like play like this weird psychological game of like, okay, how would I use reverse psychology to convince a 16-year-old ninja to want to join me when 5 seconds ago she just wanted to take my stuff? There's like a whole side story of her that you can go to see her hometown, and she's got like a completely optional character who is a secret, who you don't even have to beat the game. She's not even advertised in the game, really. And she's got, like, her own story, and her story has, like, all this depth and emotion to it of, like, how she comes from this ruined town that had this, like, this culture to it, and it was, like, taken over by, like, corporate interests and turned into a resort town, and so they don't have a culture anymore, so she's going to, you know, she became a thief to steal from people to get materia.
An analogy for Japan in the post-World War II era, perhaps? Who can say?
Well, look at that. It's smart. It's brilliant.
It is smart.
It's fucking good. It's just
and you know what it reminds me of? It's just a small last point here. It's just that I've been playing a Hollow Knight and trying to get the secret ending. There's many endings to Hollow Knight, but the true ultimate ending of Hollow Knight is so unbelievably challenging to actually do. You have to do, I won't even go into it, but it's at the end of the Godmaster DLC. You have to do so much fucking shit and defeat like this ultimate gauntlet of every single boss in the game, all versions of them, and then you fight the true super version of the final boss for real this time. That's how you get the real honest to God ending. And I have heard, I just hear these fucking babies just crying about how this makes the game worse because it's too hard. No! Break my spine, Hollow Knight! Make me regret being born! I want to be punished! I want to have to earn it, goddammit! Make me suffer so I can feel something positive briefly for that shining moment at the end. That's what I want. And games just don't do that, you know? Not as much anymore.
I heard a completely baseless rumor about Pokemon that it like the new game it might have difficulty modes.
I hope so.
And there might be a
Wait, we'll probably find out in 2 days.
Whoa,
Pokemon Directs in 2 days.
What's in 2 days?
The Pokemon Directs and the Pokemon Directs on the 26th.
Oh my god!
I've heard the rumor.
You guys will know by the time this comes out.
Yeah.
Well, hot shit.
Well, there you go. How's that for an answer to your fucking question, guy?
Yeah.
Dude.
Is it good? No. That's the short answer. All right, moving on. Next voicemail is from Kirsch Keatman. Kirsch Keatman. Okay, go.
Did you really think you could disrespect anime and get away with it? Ah!
Oh, no.
That's the end of the voicemail.
Well, I guess we didn't get away with it. We got called out.
You sure should.
What was he snapping there? Like our collective neck, perhaps?
It sounded like...
Maybe not us.
I think he was slamming the phone down.
I was just gonna say it sounded like he was slamming the phone
a la Best Guy Ever's world famous So No Madam President video, which is ripping off a Vine, so not actually my original idea. Imagine just a high-powered 80s businessman on the phone making a deal. How dare you disrespect anime? Smashes it on the ground. Cancel the deal.
He's calling us on the phone like it's like a dark and stormy night. It's like this part in the Resident Evil 2 remake where Claire, the phone rings.
Right.
She answers it, and on the other end
he's got his dial tone phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just picks it up like, "Hello, who is
Operator,
this?"
patch me through to the Pro Crastinators
Did you think
podcast.
you could sully the name of anime and get away with it?
And then like an old-timey phone sound of like slamming it on the receiver.
We've got big deals with those Japs. We can't jeopardize it now. We won't have you selling them. The Emperor's on the phone. Uh-oh.
We got the Emperor on the phone. He wants to have a word with these procrastinators.
Hey, Jesse, is the Resident Evil 2 remake good, and should I play it immediately?
It is good. Yes, it's great. The short answer is that it's fantastic. I have an inclination to be cynical and say, like, the original is better for this reason and this reason and this reason. But, as far as anyone is concerned who's not crazy like me, it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Is that the one with the big spooky boy with the hat?
The X gon' give it to you.
Yeah, I played through it like 5 times in a row.
I like the spooky
Damn,
boy.
you did?
Yeah, and I got the S+ rank. I made sure to get it.
Hey!
And I thought to myself, all right, this is the best you can possibly do in the game. S+ rank. I've conquered the game. Surely I will get the infinite ammo rocket launcher for my next playthrough, or the infinite ammo minigun. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got infinite ammo, all right. Infinite ammo handgun. I said, what is this shit? Take it back to GameStop. I don't even like it anymore. I didn't do all this for a handgun.
Damn. I get you coming.
I said, you dirty dog.
All right, next voicemail. Here we go. This one's from Josh. Josh, go.
So if there is a live-action One Piece movie, Usopp will be played by Will Smith. It's rewind time.
Shit, what was that last
He said,
part?
it's rewind time!
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I hope so.
Listen, no, we gotta get Benedict Cumberbatch as Sanji.
Sure. Okay.
We gotta get. Oh God, who was the guy in that Nike commercial?
Oh,
with the afro.
Yeah,
Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick.
We gotta get Colin Kaepernick as Luffy.
Okay, sure.
Shia LaBeouf as Chopper.
Yeah. Oh wait. We gotta get Michael Cera as Zoro, and John Cena as Nami.
Yeah.
And so on in that order.
Eva Longoria
No, John
as
Cena
Frankie.
as Frankie. Sorry, John Cena as Frankie. That's an actual recommendation.
Oh, I was going to say Eva Longoria as Frankie. She's got the panache. She's got the style. Only she can hack it.
We gotta get Fran Drescher as Nico Rauch.
Wait, isn't that the character's name?
I'm 16 and I'll do anything.
Mr. Sheffield.
I want to live.
The greatest actress who ever lived.
God.
All right. Okay, another message. This one's called The Perfect Procrastinator's Voicemail. All right. I'm intrigued. Go on.
So, you guys haven't been playing my recordings.
Not another one.
So I decided to make a recording that maybe the PCP would like.
They're all 8.
Hypocrite is shooted videos and gay. You ever heard of this guy named Ben Saint?
Procrastinators are funny, right?
Yes, they are.
Vic Mignogna, more like Mike Mignogna, because this guy's a hellboy. Am I right, anime? Universes are homosexuals and homo sapiens alike.
That's it. That's the end.
What's that?
That's the end of the voicemail.
Well, I got a kick out of it.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything about me. All he did was ask if you heard about me.
Oh yeah, that's true. He just moved on.
Why
to
is our
bigger
audience
and better
full of
things,
a bunch of Andy Milonakis fake 7-year-olds?
Oh my god,
You know, he does
Andy
sound like that.
Milonakis exists.
Maybe it's actually him. And you know, all our children voices are just slight voices he's doing.
I just remembered, like, there used to be the show, the Andy Milonakis show, and it was like the trippiest shit.
I never saw it.
Now, Andy Milonakis, he'd be really good as Jinbei.
Remember how in the Pro Crastinators movie, I wanted a digitally downscaled John Goodman to play Hypocrite? I stand by it. Obviously, Tom Cruise would play me. Whatever, we've been over this. That was like a year ago. We were talking about that or whatever. The digitally descaled John Goodman's Hypocrite. That's the best one, though.
This guy's 43. He looks 12.
Oh, Milonakis? Yeah. He's. I don't know if that's like a disorder or a disease, but something's going on with that boy. And,
oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Maybe he'll just live forever as a child. You know, like that.
Well,
remember that little girl from
good for
Batman
him.
who was like trapped as a little girl's body or something?
Yeah.
It was a fucking sick episode.
It was a dope
That's
episode.
the finale of the Andy Milonakis show, where he's breaking down in the Hall of Mirrors and Batman has to console him.
I hope he has that, positive an ending. Being comforted by Batman in better ways.
And then sent to the insane asylum.
Well, it's only fair. Okay, we've got one final message. Okay, and this is this is a strange cryptic VHS tape we received. This is it's the Lost Tapes Archive #1, Ben Saint. What could this be? I don't know.
Oh God.
Let's prepare ourselves, our guests. Here we go.
Hey, I'm gonna give you something. Remember that time you left this tape in my house?
Mm-hmm.
I've been warming it under my pillow. It smells like us. It's our baby together. Let's take a listen.
I'm the P to the E-N, S-A-I-N-T. I love role-playing, analysis, anarchy. I'm Ben St. Licious.
Did that feel good for you? Tell you what, Ben. Ben Saint, I got something else to tell you. Every time I open my mouth, a universe is created.
What the fuck did that mean?
Was that Tara Strong?
Did we get Tara Strong in?
Was that Tara Strong?
No. I'm pretty sure someone was just mimicking her.
Oh my god.
That was a flashback.
Dude, I feel like I just got punched in the face.
Remember that? Remember when Tara Strong did that shit?
Yeah, I absolutely hate
Why would she
the
stop?
lip smacking and the noises. Oh.
I mean, a deeply unpleasant individual, but you know.
Post in the comments if you're Ben St. Licious. Oh my god.
Okay.
Did you guys see?
That's it.
Did any of you see?
Yeah.
It's from a couple months ago. It sort of kind of blew up online. The video of Tara Strong like yelling at her Uber driver.
No, I have not.
I think it was kind of a scandal because they were arguing about Trump or some shit. I didn't watch it. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I just remember it being a thing. Like there was people were mad at her because there was a video of her kind of like laying into some hapless Uber driver.
Okay. I mean, I assume Tara Strong was the Trump anti-Trump individual here and was just, I don't know, like maybe they were wearing like a Trump hat. You know what?
It doesn't matter.
Watch it later.
It doesn't matter. It's stupid. I'm sorry for ever bringing it up. Who cares? Fuck it. Throw it in the garbage.
Tara.
Yeah.
She's.
God, Tara, that's not very Twilight.
I was gonna say.
Or maybe it's very Twilight-licious of her. We never really determined what exactly Twilighticious means.
The problem was
I guess you're
this
right.
driver was just too magalicious, I guess, if you know what I'm. If you understand.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, I sure hope I can find a fucking SoundCloud download of that Them Snakes Ben rap.
Yeah, there's links. I got links.
Yeah, give me links.
We'll get it to you after the thing, and maybe we'll put the fucking SoundCloud link in the actual description because it's just soundcloud.com/the-pro-crastinators, I think. And actually, after in the 1 hour span from when I uploaded these before we started the episode to like now or whatever 2 hours or whatever, like someone already commented on here like holy fuck on that Them Snakes video or that Them Snakes track. So clearly some people are trolling these archives.
The SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
So that's cool.
Yeah. I'm running with that.
Them Snakes blew it out of the park, and this Lost Tapes Archive #1, Ben Saint, also blew it out of the park. And the problem was, we got another voicemail.
Ben Saint content is just where it's at.
There's a lot of Ben Saint content coming at us all at once, I guess. And I'd like it to cease.
It's the haircut.
They're all attacking when Ben's weak on the toilet, leaking water.
That's true.
They know this is their time to strike.
It's the haircut, I'm telling you.
I did not receive such a warm welcome when I had a lack of being able to produce on the toilet. So maybe it's those who poop more receive more, in the voicemails. Whereas my constipation extended to digital content being provided by others to me. Okay, anyway, that's it. We're done.
Wait.
And
I have a correction to make.
Yeah.
Because I looked it up after I said it because I was unsure. Because I said that Def Jam was like bad, and then Def Jam Vendetta was the sequel, and it was better. The point I got it backwards. Def Jam Vendetta was the first one. Def Jam Fight for New York was the sequel. It was in fact Fight for New York that was the superior cool game. And that's I didn't want to get called out as a phony, so I made sure. And so that's it. That's all I got to fucking say. And don't forget to fucking go to that.
Unfortunately, people will be writing. The problem is, Jesse, people already wrote the comments. It's been 20 minutes since said that.
Joke's
it's too
on
late.
them, and they're gonna make themselves a fool.
That's true, because now that I've addressed it already in the same podcast, it is they who will look like the fool. I am the fucking master of this game. I am the chess master. I am the two boys in Kingdom Hearts 3, the opening, playing backgammon. I am the smart guy.
Remember when that guy, maybe he didn't get here yet, but there's a moment where they're playing like a fucking chess game or something with like rules, presumably. One just like wins, and the other guy's like, you fell right into my trap, bro. And he just like puts like 7 more things on, and it's the guy's like, what are you doing? I just put 7 more guys. That's like how it works.
Who are those
Is that in the rules or not?
And do they come back? Do they because I looked them up in the glossary, and it just said, like, white-haired boy and black-haired boy. So, like, is this gonna be, like, a fucking Lost thing where the whole Kingdom Hearts story is, like, their chess game, figuring out their candidates for something?
No, it's a metaphor. You'll find out who they are later if you don't already know.
Because
I'll just tell you if you're
gonna rip off Lost, just give up, because you'll never be as cool as Lost.
Tell it all after the podcast.
Okay, all right. I mean, it's super obvious in my opinion, but okay, fair enough. Anyway, patreon.com/theprocrastinators, people. We need your money, so please give it to us. And if you send us $5, you get all the bonus episodes. And I think there will be one coming out tomorrow.
But also, don't listen to that, because today's episode is brought to you by GoFundMe.com/angels for Ivan. The guy got his face burned and his body burned. Help him out.
Just be the hero and just do both. Just do both. Yeah, I'd really appreciate
they're both.
that.
They're equally good.
What could be more good than supporting your favorite podcast?
You know what's free though?
Yeah.
Hugging trees.
Hugging trees, spending some time in the woods.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh, that's outside.
Yeah, but trees.
Follow our tree-related updates at TP Crastinators on Twitter for all your tree news. We're readjusting. This is our new brand. And I guess we'll see you next time. There's SpeakPipe link down below in the description. Send us all your voicemails, people. Keep them coming. They're just getting better, and I'm loving what you people are doing so far. And we'll put a SoundCloud link there probably too if you want to go listen to them. But whatever. Who gives a fuck? But anyway, that's it. Thanks for being here. We will see you next week. Bonus episode soon. Have a beautiful day and a wonderful life. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.